Hi guys, TSM here. As the splash screen says, then this is just a quick fleet check ready for the new strike for January the 1st, 2025. Let's take a look at what we've got. We've got two fleets then. It's the new Worldeater fleet. Hopefully you're ready with something. Okay, that's for the X targets, and it's Retaliator fleet, which is what we've been using routinely up until now for the last month, and that's for the AE target set. I'm going to concentrate here on the Worldeaters and what I've done in preparation for strike. Okay, I'm in my base here then. I'm just going to take a look at the fleet and what I've done so far. I've got an odd fleet, okay, and I'll talk about why in a moment. First and foremost then, let's take a look at this ship here. So this is the basic fleet that I'm going for attack ships. I do have quite a high combat speed, okay. Why? Because there are quite a lot of corrosives, as we said in the VXP target video. Go back to that if you need to confirm. So I've got a combat speed of 94, but plus 5% per ship, okay, of this particular type, because I've got a CIC fitted on each. That is important in a moment. But that's the general build. You'll notice then that I do have a bonus item. You can change this item out if you want a slower fleet. And I know some people are going this way. They're going for this one instead, which is the reef target insect console. Yes, it does give you an awful lot more penetrative damage, but it doesn't give you a huge amount of building damage. Okay, it certainly slows your fleet down. And some people are swapping this one out for that one as well. They're going that way instead. All right, but I promise you, using liquid fire warheads gives you a better building damage. Go back to my previous build video to confirm that. So that's it. That's as good as a fleet as I've got. Roughly really poor weapons at the moment and armor, but ultimately they're all fitted out at the same type. So there's three of those damage ships. If you notice in the VXP target, then you'll notice that actually, for some bizarre reason, Gales worked. And this is the Gale build I'm using. Yes, they seem to shoot down incoming penetrative missiles for some reason. If Kickside changed that prior to the event, particularly if they manage to do that over the Christmas holidays, I'll be very surprised. If it does happen to not work, it'll be a case of quickly change these out for sprint countermeasures. But I believe it will work still. It worked perfectly fine in the VXP target, so it should work again. They'll work anyway for incoming UAVs, no matter what. So that's my build. It's the same combat speed. You'll notice this one's only at U2. It doesn't need to be any higher. I'd rather have more damage ships at U3. Why? Because you get the extra 35% pen damage, which is really important. The movement speed is exactly the same. So that's the one countermeasure ship, but one ship is not enough. And as you know, we've only got 4 ships so far because there's no flagship. To that end then, I have added a Myrmidon and I have refitted it. Okay, it was the old Myrmidon fleet's countermeasure ship. I've added on extra Gales and I've upped the combat speed. Remember I said about adding the CICs? If you leave this at a combat speed as it was, which was 94, it would look fantastic, but it will drag behind. Okay, because you've got 4 CICs on the other 4 ships. This combat speed needs to be 107. Don't worry about the turn speed, or thereabouts. 107 is about right. I'll prove that to you. Before we go out in the water then, cruise. We're hoping to get rid of all the incoming pen. We can't get rid of all the incoming corrosive. So that means that you'll probably want steelheads. Why? Because you get a 15% defensive boost against corrosive. We will try our best to do drive-by shooting against corrosive incoming. There is one small fleet. Most of it you can take out before they get near you, but there are some turrets that outrange you. So you do need to do some drive-by shooting and hope the UAVs will do their job by the time you've left the area. So that's the recommendation for cruise. Let's just go out of this. We'll click on that and cancel that. Right, let's launch. And I'll just show you how this fleet works. We'll use a salve then. Here's a 71. We'll go in and attack it, and I'll show you the stacking. You'll notice then I've got Gales on both types of ships. On the Myrmidon, which is currently sitting in number 1 slot, and also the Worldeater, which is sitting in slot 4. We will get them, let's zoom out, let's get them stacked up. Okay, you can see they're stacked now because all the countermeasures are in the same, okay, then arc of range. And if I drive around, I won't kill the target yet. Look, I'll drive around, I move around. And there you go. You can see that within reason, it stays stacked the whole time. So I have 12 Gales. It may be too many. But ultimately, what difference does it make? The Myrmidon's never going to fire at the incoming ships anyway, or the turrets. It's got short range. This further out range here is obviously the UAV. But the good thing is it will stack. You'll be able to nip in, get out, and then kill things off. Okay, that's that fleet done. So if you are going for the top level targets, okay, I think the new ship we're going for is the new Dreadnought, and it's the Hierophant, I think it is. It's some sort of equivalent to a Greek priest or something like that, if I remember rightly. Not sure. Just to double check then, we'll just have a look at the other fleet. So here we go. Here's the siege fleet. We've been using these retaliators anyway. Mine's not perfect, but it's good enough. I've got a high evade flagship then. It's sitting there roughly on about, 94%. So if you are using this fleet, make sure you use an evade crew as well. And if you're in alliance, make sure that that evade bonus for the armors is also stacked up. But that's it. It doesn't really deal a huge amount of damage, but it does do the job because obviously it gets rid of a little bit of the king killer, and it does help. And on the normal ships then, this is where I'm sitting now. This one's not perfect, okay, but it has got the better armor because ship 2 seems to take the damage the most, or takes the damage first because it avoids ship 1. I don't have all the top weapons yet, so I'm still got a few of the weaker ones on here. And the remaining hulls then are all the same, and they're all completely done. And that's where I'm sitting at the moment. So I'm sitting at approximately, there you go, 8.1 million damage, or 8.177 million damage then. And my defense then is 72% on those there, and my movement speed for all of them is 87. So Retaliator should be done for most people. If not, that's the build I recommend. Yeah, that's it. Strike starts tomorrow, and I just thought I'd get this out quickly before it starts, just in case you do have any tokens that you can utilize. For those that didn't manage to get through all 5 levels of the mastery round for the Worldeater TLC, you could have put a ticket in. I got mine answered in 4 hours to get the last 2 mastery rounds, and obviously I picked up the upgrade tokens and the build tokens. So if you haven't done that already, you can still do that now, and hopefully they'll get it answered before it runs out tomorrow. That's it. Hope it helped. TSM out.